All right, so hopefully absolute positioning is making sense. Now let's turn our attention onto the next positioning value, which is called relative. Now, this guy's really cool, but before I delve into him, I just want to quickly point out that as you can see inside my browser window, I've gone and reverted all the way back to where you and I started. So I'm all the way back to the original 4 colored divs. So let me just quickly show you my code here. What I did is I unnested the blue div. I had to pull him out of the red div. I changed his width and height back to the original 200 pixels, got rid of all of the positioning values that I had set previously, thus taking us all the way back to where we started. So let's discuss the relative positioning value. Now, first of all, the relative positioning value is going to position an element in relation to where it's inserted on the page or where it's inserted inside the code, if that makes sense. So in other words, what's going to happen is the element is not going to get pulled out of the normal page flow, out of that stream of content. It's going to remain within the normal page flow, okay? So the difference between absolute and relative is absolute pulls content out of the flow, relative leaves elements inside the flow. Okay, so let me give you an example of this. I'm going to go after my third div, the red div here, and we'll see what we can do with them. So go ahead and look for your red div inside your code there. And then we'll go ahead and throw in a positioning property, or position, I should say. And I'm going to say relative. There we go, followed by a semicolon. Let's also throw on a top value. Let's see here. I'm going to say a top value of 20 pixels and a left value of, let's say, 50 pixels. Now, again, you can use bottom and right if you so choose as well, but I'm just keeping it simple here by using top and left. Okay, let's go and check out our results. So save up your code, flip back over to the browser and refresh. And now what happens is the red div pushes itself down from its original position. Its original position is right there, right up against the bottom left corner of the blue div. So it's pushed itself down in the flow of the content by 20 pixels, right? Because that's what I set the top value to. And it's pushed itself in from the left-hand side by 50 pixels because, again, that's what I've set. But the actual element itself, the red div, is still inside the normal flow of the document. So once again, just to reiterate here, the relative positioning value is going to position content based off of the original position that the element had inside the document flow. Now, there's a couple of neat things that I want to show you related to working with relative. So let's go and check that out.